Hello and welcome to the 2024 Heart Football Media Day. My name is Jillian Carroll Latrinko. I'll be your host, and I'm so excited because one of the newest members of Heart Football is up next. We're talking with Missouri Baptist University. We are going to be joined by head coach Jason Buryanek. We also have student athletes with us today, Raekwon Ramsey and Xavier Tipler. Guys, we're so excited to learn all about what you expect from this year. So thanks for being here. Coach, I am going to just jump in and come over to you. Year one in the Heart last year. Tell us about the growth that you saw from your team in year one playing Heart football, and what are you expecting from this next year?
Yeah, I mean, having the first year in a league is always tough. You're playing new opponents, new coaches, just trying to get your feet wet in a new league. We were transitioning from the mid states, which was a very good league, into the Heart of America, which is top to bottom an extremely tough league. So just trying to really kind of get our feet wet, figure out who it is, what these coaches' personalities are, what the program's personalities are, and that kind of stuff. So I'm expecting a lot of growth. I felt like last year we were more competitive, top to bottom in the games as we went. Obviously, our win-loss record wasn't where we wanted it to be, but I felt like we were in every game. And our expectation is that this year we find a way to get over the hump, get more wins under our belt, and just continue to learn more about what the Heart football is all about. I think we got a good introduction to it, but there's still a lot of good teams and some new teams coming in.
Cool. Let's have you introduce Raekwon and Xavier and just tell us about what they mean to your team.
Sure. So I'll start with Xavier. Xavier's been a 4-year guy for us. He's a team first guy, and I think he's just one of those guys that represents the heart and soul of what we look for as a program. Somebody that I can associate with. I think when we go about recruiting at the NAI level, I think growing up, most young men don't say I want to play NAI football. They dream about playing for Mizzou or Georgia or Kansas, but like I tell these guys, make big time where you're at. And Xavier is that guy. He's, not the biggest guy in the field, but he's going to be the toughest guy in the field. He's a guy that started on defensive line, and I know that's where his heart is. He would love to play defensive line, and keeps asking me every year, hey, can I get some snaps over there on the defensive side of the ball? But as an individual, he made the switch to offensive line because we had a need there 3 years ago, and within 2 weeks he was a starter and has just led our offensive line since then. So just a guy who has been a captain and a true leader on our team. And then Raekwon is a guy that has been now 4 years with us, transferred in. Both of them are local guys, and Raekwon's developed into a tremendous defensive lineman for us, a guy that every week I know both of these guys scout and report the opponent's going to have to prepare for both Xavier and Raekwon on their sides of the ball. And, Raekwon, we're really excited for him. He's getting some looks at the next level, and, it'll be up to him to can put down a good year this year and see where that takes him.
Very cool. Raekwon, I'm going to come to you to start. Obviously, Coach just said it himself, like you're getting some looks, which is amazing. Let's talk about the competitiveness in the Heart. What is it like week after week? Like, you're going to have a tough matchup every week, and then how that maybe is preparing you for the next levels.
Each week it has the difficulties, it has its ups and downs, but just competitive wise, we get prepared for that throughout the week, throughout our practice. Coach B always tell us like, hey, you got to be on your P's and Q's this week. You got this opponent, you got this team. When we was in the MFSA, it was week by week by week by week. It was a hard team. We played good teams, but this is also a great conference. So it's kind of sort of, similar to the MFSA, but the Heart is, is a little similar too. But, I feel like we can do a lot of damage in this conference and be competitive and have a good winning season.
All right, how much damage are you trying to do? What are the goals for the team this year?
We're trying to make the playoffs first and then get us a national champion. That's it.
Let's go. I like it. I'll take it. Xavier, coming your direction. Tell us about where you're from and just your journey to getting to Missouri Baptist.
I'm from St. Louis. I went to Pattonville High School, so kind of right around the corner, not too far from OBAP. I got an offer, took it, came in on defense, worked my tail off, was a backup. We needed a need for O-line, and I wanted to help the team any way possible to get on the field. So I made the sacrifice and made the change and learned the playbook and been starting ever since.
Very cool. Talk a little bit about just what inspires you to play this game. Obviously, you're driven. You've got a lot of passion if you're willing to be selfless and change your position there. But what inspires you most to play this game?
I just love the game. My dad played it when I was younger. I used to watch him play all the time. And then I just like the team and my brothers just working toward a goal to achieve it.
Very cool. Coach, coming back your direction, looking at your schedule, you get to stay home for the first 3 games. What are some of the benefits of that? Obviously not traveling until late September, but just really other benefits as far as camaraderie and community.
Yeah, I think our schedule is very favorable. You hit on the first 3 games at home, and that's something that's important to us as a program. And I think everybody puts an emphasis on defending your house and defending your home turf. And so the fact that we don't have to get on a bus and travel and deal with some of that can be a big benefit for us. We've got some teams coming in that we feel like we align with very very well, and so it's a good opportunity for us to kind of get our feet wet before we get into the rest of the season. So we're very fortunate. We have 6 games going into a bye. Most of those are home games. So I think we have 4 home games of our first 6. Then we have a bye. So that sets us up really good that, if we do our job and we protect our home turf, then it gives us the ability to get some confidence under our belt as we go into the second half of the season, which we're on the road a little bit more. We're playing more of the, kind of the top teams in the league, I would say, at least on paper, in some of the preseason polls. So, it should be very beneficial for us and give us an opportunity to get off on a good start.
Very cool. Raekwon, coming back to you. How much do you enjoy home games? Talk to us about what a game on campus at Spartan Field is like.
I like home games more than I like the road games because we could just wake up in the morning, get to the facility. Road games they kind of stressful because you just sitting on the bus thinking overthinking a lot. But I love home games. I love our fans. I love everybody that comes out. We got great alums that come every game. People when I first came to Mobap still comes to the games. We got Coach B family that comes every week. For every game. So it's good. It's a great environment. It's great people around, and yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll take a step aside and open the floor up to any other media members present. Please state your name and your media affiliation, and then feel free to ask your questions. I'll follow up when you're finished.
All right, sounds good, Jillian. My name is Guy Danhoff, and I host the Football Coaches Show, as well as I'm our broadcast announcer. I'm the color analyst, and I have been for pretty much since the program began. So, Coach, this question's for you. As Jillian may not know, but this year marks the 10th year for MBU football. What does it mean to you, as you've been our only coach in our 10-year history? What does 2024 mean to you now that's 10 years?
Yeah, it means a lot. There's, I think, a lot of opportunity for us to show the growth that we really want to show. And, I think when you look at records, sometimes it's easy to say maybe we haven't had the growth that we were hoping over that 10-year span. However, when I look at the guys in the program, when I look at the facilities and the changes that have made over the 10 years since I've been hired, we've made a lot of strides, and I can't wait to see what these guys do this year. Xavier has really led us off the field this summer in our summer workouts. I think he has done a tremendous job. We've had more guys. I think, Tip, you could probably speak to this, but we've had more guys that were there week in and week out working out all summer, led by him. And I just can't wait to get him on campus and make a run at this thing. We've got a really good class of guys coming in, and we've made a lot of strides in the 10 years. I'm really proud of that.
And Coach, I want to come right back at you. As you know, we had a record-setting amount of people that viewed the MBU Football National Day Signing Day show. And I think the Hart would find this interesting, but it's the first year, or probably perhaps the best recruiting class we've ever had from this one standpoint, that we have more incoming freshmen that have won more awards in high school than ever before in program history. Maybe you could speak to that a little bit and why recruiting was so good this past season, and what can we expect, or Spartan Nation expect, with the team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we had a really good class, and I always say, I like where we're at on paper. ultimately we went through all of spring talking about as good of a signing class as we feel like we have. We're ultimately relying on the Xaviers and the Raekwons and all the guys that are returning. When we went through spring ball, we said, these guys are going to fill in, but it's the guys in the room, it's the guys in the locker room during spring that are going to be the guys that help us on a day-to-day basis. So, the university made some adjustments, got us a little bit more scholarship money and backing, so that helped. It's helping our current guys as well, so I'm excited about that. And I give a lot of credit to our coaching staff who did a tremendous job out recruiting, but also to our players. I know Raekwon and Xavier both were guys that were week in and week out hosts for recruits, and they do a great job selling the program. And when you have guys in-house that are in your program that believe in it and can sell it, that's when it really makes things easy on our end, because it tells us that we got the right guys in the building.
Absolutely. My final question, I'm going to shoot it to the players. Tip, this is for you. Coach made a big deal about you've been leading the summer charge. What's it feel like? I mean, you guys start camp on Monday. So what's the vibe right now with the guys all summer?
All the guys, we ready, locked in, ready to go, ready to hit the ground running. We all been waiting to just get back all together, get everybody back together, because in some workouts, we kind of only had like local guys that were able to make it, but it's been one of the biggest turnouts since I've been here all 4 years. So we all just ready to get everybody back together and hit the ground running.
That's really good to hear. So Raekwon, last question, your nickname's Ray Ray. This is it. Your final season, man. This is it. How's the front seven going to play this year?
We gotta come with it like we did the last few years, man. We lost two pieces, but I know Coach B got something in favor that's gonna help us out up there. We're gonna continue.
Well, I would hope so. Yeah, I would hope so. You got 8 defensive linemen coming in your recruiting class, so you just figure it out, right?
But yeah, hopefully we can stay consistent how we've been the last few years. Just stop the run this year, and that's the biggest thing.
All right, Jillian, here's the final question for Ray Ray. This is kind of a fun question. Raekwon actually leads our team in a certain stat. It's not a good stat, but it is a stat nevertheless. Raekwon actually leads our team in he has to miss plays because his helmet comes off. So Ray, here's the question. Yeah, like he'll make a great play, but his helmet comes off, so he has to set out a play. And it's happened so frequently, we have to talk about it on the air. So now it's our running joke. Every game, we wonder about Ray and his helmet. So Ray, have you gotten with the equipment people? Have you figured out your helmet this season?
Actually, I think my head's just too big for the helmet, man. I don't think it'll ever stop falling off.
It's all brains.
Right. It's all the brains, right? Fair enough. Jillian, with that, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Learning a lot about you there, Ray. All right, just one last question, if you don't mind, Coach. Missouri Baptist will be moving over to the Heart as a full member in 25. So the entire athletic department will now be competing in the Heart Conference. How excited is the department as a whole for this big move?
Yeah, I think as a department, they're really excited. With our new athletic director, Jeff Ford, he kind of led the way in moving us to the Heart. It was something that our previous AD, Tom Smith, had been talking about as well, and we were kind of eyeing. That was one of the reasons why football moved to the Heart in the first place, was there was an opening. And I know when Dr. Smith and Dr. Ross, the president, and I sat down, we really wanted to use football as kind of a placeholder to potentially move everybody anyway. And then Mr. Ford and Dr. Ross just kind of finalized the deal. But, it'll be a great thing for all of our sports. I think the Heart does things at the highest level. And that's something I've been really impressed with in our 2 years, just in all the little things that they do, this media day being one of them. The stuff that Tyler does. And I know we've had a commissioner change, but they just do things at a different level. And that's really where we're striving, where we want to be. So we're excited.
Awesome. Well, Coach and Xavier and Ray, wishing you the best this season. Really appreciate the time today. Thank you for participating in Media Day, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jillian.
Take care.